the process too.
Okay.
I think what I had to say is probably it's in continuation of, or in addition to what you're saying, and to the very fine point that Linda Leininger was bringing up. I think her concern was that this resolution would provide a Trojan horse for the Sharia law to be manipulated within our own Constitution by using their religious freedom, because in their religion, their religious beliefs and their religious law are one and inseparable, and they would demand a constitutional right that we guaranteed. And so I think that's what we are saying here is that probably we would like to have another resolution proposed. But what I get, the question I have is there a resolution on the table before the state legislature now for Sharia law to be banned in the state of Texas? Because I know other states have proposed or passed some sort of provision to have Sharia law banned. Because Sharia law, as it stands now in their religion, is in direct juxtaposition of our own Constitution. But we know that liberal forces out there are trying to use our own laws against us to impose their own will on the rest of us. And I think that's what the fear is that our rights and liberties will be chipped away by the language which could be used as a Trojan horse for laws and liberties that are alien to what our basic freedoms and rights are as American people.
Yeah,
I guess that'd be my question. Could we propose another resolution? But if we propose another resolution, will it be will it conflict with this one, because this says religious liberty? This is, I think, what people are questioning. If we say religiously, is this an amorphous term that could be used as a blanket Trojan horse for other people who want to twist it to their own ends?
Well, I don't know, as far as I understand it, is that Sharia law is actually, it's operated, it's illegal, the legal side of their religion. And so if you, specifically have a resolution or, get in the state law that, we follow our Constitution first, constitutional law, our judicial system, as opposed to, I think it just should be taken as a separate resolution. You're not going against anybody's religious freedom. You're going.
We're hearing tales of cases of Sharia law winding up in appellate court where Sharia law is being upheld. And I think that's where a lot of this fear is coming from, because we're having the judges in our own land uphold Sharia law. It's just
right, and
incomprehensible to some of us.
I understand that, but what you've got to understand in Sharia law is that if you're not Muslim, you have no standing in the court. So I think it should be just addressed as a separate resolution. One more.
I think that possibly Toby touched on a very key part of this discussion, and that is, and would you repeat what you said earlier? Religious law is not. Well, you said something to the effect, religious law is not religious practice, I believe, or something to that effect. And I think that distinction somehow must be addressed in this resolution, otherwise I'm not going to vote for it.
Perhaps changing it instead to protects the free exercise of religion from government interference. And then I don't know how to word it in a resolution, but saying basically, however, we do not support religious law.
Let's go
or
ahead.
Somewhere, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I can see where people are getting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we should tweak that first line somehow. Maybe I'm not sure how to verbalize it.
Let's go ahead and do an up and down vote on this resolution the way it stands, and then let's come back with suggested amendments.
Oh wait, David wants one more, and then we'll move on. It goes to the state. We do have a state caucus January 19th. Okay, how this works is you pass the resolutions today. It kind of is like a little bit of like a political party. You pass a resolution at your county level. It then goes to your Senate caucus at the state level, then it goes through the resolutions process with the party, and then and everybody votes on it. Kind of the same way, just not as complicated. All of these different caucuses around the state, we pass resolutions. When we come back January 19th, we'll vote again on the resolutions. And maybe in the meantime, because they do this, we could clean up some of these resolutions as they're brought back.
Absolutely. It'll be open for discussion and change. So.
And have a resolutions committee to do that.
Sure.
Yeah. At the state. Right. This is something we want at the state, and that will give us time to address that issue.
It could go to the state and get passed without any amendments. So you got to keep that in mind too. I kind of doubt it, but it could.
Mm-hmm. I'll just close in saying that appreciate all the concerns that were expressed. I definitely would just say that this similar language has not been involved in the instances that I think some of y'all have heard about. I mean, our laws are pretty clear that Sharia is not, we can't, I think what you're seeing is particular judges that are just doing what judges always do, which is act against our Constitution. And I don't think they're not relying on language like this to do what they're doing. They're just doing it because they don't know our own Constitution. So I would say that we don't want to let that fear of that stand in the way of us protecting religious freedom, because let's face it, who's under attack in this country? Muslims aren't under attack in this country, okay? Christians are under attack in this country. It's Christmas decorations at town halls. It's Christians who are being told to be silent. It's churches that are being threatened for IRS tax exempt purposes from other organizations. It's our governor who's being attacked by anti-religious organizations. So let's not allow that, the reality of what's going on, to potentially scare us from further strengthening the religious freedom protection, because I believe